Hello, and welcome to Emit English. This is our free class for advanced students. So, in our class for advanced students, it's very advanced. It is high level English. And sometimes we might have an advanced class that is more intermediate advanced, and other times we're going to have advanced English. And Akilish and I, we tend to have a very advanced English class. So I hope that you're able to follow what we say and able to pick up little things that you can tweak your English with. We're going to talk about expressions. We're going to talk about natural English. So when we ask questions and answer questions, we're going to change what we say from the sentence frames that we practice in intermediate, and we're going to change it to just be more natural and more fluid. And you'll recognize it as we go, that you'll be able to say, okay, yeah, in Spanish we do this too, or in Hindi we do this too. So one of the fun things that we've done in past classes is talk about how expressions don't translate. And but we use expressions all the time when we're talking, and so I don't know if we'll do any of that today, but we might. We'll just see where the class goes. Um, so hi, Akilish. How are you today?
Hi. Yeah, doing great. Last week I couldn't tune in because I was kind of busy with my quizzes and submissions. But now I'm quite free. So yeah, I got a little bit of breather now. So yeah, I could join. Yeah,
Very good. Okay.
yeah.
And if you haven't seen one of our previous classes where Akilish joined us, oh, hi, Alexa. Sorry I didn't see you in chat. Welcome. Um, Akilish is master's. He's doing his master's in engineering. So, hi, Betel. And he's at University of Florida in the United States. And you're from India. Where in India are you from?
I'm from Mumbai.
From Mumbai. Okay, very good, very good.
Yep,
That's right, because you told me you were from a town that's it's pretty close to Mumbai.
pretty close to Mumbai. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So one of the things um, that you'll find as you get your English better and better and you work in the international world is that you're going to be talking with Americans, but you're also going to be talking with Indians and people from all around the world, Chinese, people from everywhere. And
Yep.
so this is one of the fun things is you want to take your English all the way to an advanced level of English. You don't want to settle for intermediate if you want to work in the business world because you want to be sure of your communication. You want your communication to be a tool that helps you accomplish what you want to accomplish and communicate what you want to communicate. And a lot of people
Exactly.
stop studying before they get to that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty sad. Yeah. Mm.
yeah. Okay. Well, our intermediate and beginner class this week was about gardening words. Um,
Oh, nice.
so yeah, and I saw you interacted a little bit in our group. We're trying to build our community, so please join our Discord community, and we'll be practicing different questions and everything. And advanced student participation, of course, will benefit everybody, um,
Hmm.
and that's always exciting. So, of course, for those of you who don't know, garden does not mean yard and does not mean lawn. So we sometimes that's very confusing when you're coming from Spanish. Um,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure how that is in Hindi or in your language in India. Do you have separate words for where you grow vegetables and where there's just grass? How does that work?
Yeah. I mean, we call the garden where where only grass is there and people play. That place is called as referred to as a different word, and then where and basically we call it a farm if you're growing something on it.
Oh, even if it's small, you call it a farm.
Mm, for a smaller thing, there are different words depending on which language you are speaking in. Like
Sure.
for example, yeah, India has a lot of I mean almost like 16, 17 languages. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, yeah. Oh, I think
mhm.
even more than that, but maybe 16
More
and
than that, yeah.
17 main languages.
Main language, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Oh, yes.
yeah. Hmm.
Oh, for Costa Ricans and Panamanians, if you have not studied geography, India is so big,
Yeah,
and it's really an amazing country where all the different people groups have their own languages and their own geographical areas, but then they are still a true country. So the people do have a lot of unity too. I think it's really interesting.
yeah,
Okay, so in English, garden is where we grow either flowers or plants for eating, like herbs or vegetables or fruit. These things we call a garden. Although I do want
okay,
to say, since we're doing our advanced class, really when people are growing fruit on trees, then we use the word orchard. Okay, um, these are fruit trees. And that is different than garden. But you could have a fruit tree in your garden. That would be okay.
yeah,
So garden is a little bit flexible when it comes to fruit, but we do have this idea of an orchard. Um, yeah, an orchard could be part of a garden, or an orchard could be a whole farm. Okay, so farm is if a person has a farm, that means that they are raising food
yeah.
for their business. It means that they have a business. Nobody has a farm. Um,
Without a business.
yeah, not really. Not really. There is what there's called sustainable farming, and so
Yeah.
that's a new idea. Um, but the thing is that sustainable farming means that you're replacing your need to work.
Okay.
So you don't have to have a job anymore. You know, so sustainable farming is still a business. It's just a business that you're not having to trade with people. In other words, I'm going to
Okay.
raise
Got it.
all the food I need and I won't even have to talk to anyone else. But
Yeah, that's
because
good.
of
Yeah.
taxes and things like this,
Mhm.
they still end up having to sell some of their stuff. So sustainable
Yeah.
farming is still a business. Okay. Um, Prepositions. You're very good at prepositions, aren't you, Akilish?
I guess so because I mean I used to struggle initially as a beginner working on prepositions, but then I bought a book, Oxford from Oxford area publishers,
Yeah. What book
Oxford,
was it?
yeah, University. Yeah, and I don't remember the book's name. Wait, yeah, I remember it now.
Huh.
The author's name is Raymond Murphy, and there are three different levels: beginners, intermediate, and then advanced. So I almost like when I was a beginner, I went through the beginner stages, and then when I uh, gradually increased my level to the intermediate, then I went to that book, and again. I just uh, uh, went to the advanced book after that. Yeah,
Okay. And that
yeah,
was specifically about prepositions, or it was just about English in general?
yeah. It was about English in general, but I really liked the way it was designed because I mean the way English is taught in schools and colleges is like chapter by chapter basis. But that book, it actually takes your uh, introductory test. So yeah, so you have to give it you have to take a short test, and then it judges you based on your score, what level you are and which chapters you should read.
Oh, it helps you with the chapter selection. Wow.
Exactly, chapter selection. Yeah, that's our let me actually, yeah, I'll put the link on the Discord server as you
Yeah,
just
okay.
reminded me.
That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah, I typed in those of you who are listening right now or listening afterwards in our Discord server, I put it under notes and resources, the thing that Achilles is suggesting. So
Yeah.
anytime that we are talking and we have an idea about resources, or if I find other free resources on the internet that I think are really strong, I'm going to go ahead and add them into that server so that you can check them out and use them, okay?
Yeah.
Choosing prepositions can be really difficult. Like, why do we say at the house?
Hmm.
Explaining that is very difficult. I always tell
Yeah.
people that I think the best way to understand this, well, for one, is to watch TV shows,
Exactly.
but also to read, to try to read. And I always suggest that people read children's books because children's
Hmm.
books are going to have all the prepositions because it's just natural. My children never use a preposition wrong. They
Yeah.
always they always do it right.
Exactly.
They mess up grammar all the time, but not
Hmm.
prepositions. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so at and in and these things can be difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
And I
Where
think,
did we?
yeah, so the students who are struggling with prepositions, there is a separate chapter which is dedicated to the prepositions, and then where the author explains like how the at and then on in it works. Yeah, the
Okay,
author explains that. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
very good, very good.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's a book that you can get in Panama or Costa Rica, but for sure, if you're in America, you'll be able to get that book. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping to have the ability to get books like that into Panama and into Costa Rica in the future. But we'll just have to see if that becomes a thing we can do. So we reviewed the idea of planting, seeds, plants, grow, cover, um,
Hmm.
dirt, earth, water, and watering.
Yep.
A lot of
Yep.
these words have a noun and a verb, and the noun and the verb are the same. That could be a little
Yeah.
bit tricky if you're a low-level student, but for most of our advanced students, that should be fine. Um, I wanted to talk about this exactly. I kind of wanted to talk about it in the intermediate class, but I didn't really get a chance to. So
Okay.
um, the word exactly when we're talking usually means that we're agreeing with someone. Is that how you hear it?
Which word?
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I hear.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
said it
Yeah.
perfectly, Achilles.
Yeah.
Okay. He knows immediately how to say the inflection, okay? So
Yeah.
I want you, if you don't know this word and you're an advanced student, then I want you to practice with me. Say exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
That's how
pretty
it
much
goes.
how we always say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that right, Achilles?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
Yep. We can
Yep.
also agree by saying yep, or we can say
Yeah.
exactly. So
Exactly. Yeah.
that's just words of agreement are very important. They carry a lot of emotion with them. So when we want to we want to know what kind of emotion we want to put. Um, I like to say perfect when I'm agreeing with someone and happy with them. So so uh,
Yeah.
so let's say my wife might say, I thought it was a good idea to go shopping an extra time this week. And I'll say, perfect. Okay?
Perfect.
Because
Uh-huh.
I'm affirming her and I'm agreeing with her idea. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say exactly. But if I'm trying to think like when I would use exactly, I don't know if I would use it with my wife. Um, but if
Uh,
somebody is clarifying something, that's when we use
yeah.
exactly. So like
Exactly.
if your boss says, "Hey, I saw that," hello, Hades. If your boss says, "Hey, I saw that you sent this request. Are you wanting da 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 da?" And if he understands it correctly, then you would say, "Exactly. Thank you so much."
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay? So a lot of times we're going to use this with clarification
Yeah.
agreement. Verification agreement.
Yeah. And especially as an intermediate student, you should know how to use that word exactly, because at initial stages you're going to face difficulties communicating yourself, communicating your thoughts to the other person. And then when that person understands your message, then you will say that, oh, exactly, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Good, good. All right. So these are the little things that I just want to make sure that we're getting it through in our advanced class because it makes such a difference when you're
Yeah.
in a free-flowing conversation with someone if you have your words and your inflections just right. Just right. And make sure you note
Yeah.
that word just. Uh,
Just.
you're going to hear
Yeah.
that all the time. Just and right. Just right. Just just this, just that. We say just a
Yep.
lot. And it's kind of a throwaway word, but you can't throw it away. Um, because you
Yeah.
won't
Yeah.
sound right if you don't use it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Have you ever kept a garden, or has anyone in your family ever kept a garden?
I mean, as far as a garden is concerned, I don't think like I ever kept a garden. But my grandmom used to have a good collection of flowers and fruits. So yeah, she kept a garden. Yeah.
Yes, very good. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a funny word, kept. Kept.
Hmm.
We, things that we take care of, we keep. Okay,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
we have a housekeeper.
Hmm.
Housekeeper is a person, and we keep our house clean,
Yeah.
and we keep our garden. But we don't, you see how with the house we can say keep our house clean. But with a
Yeah.
garden, we just say keep our garden. And that's an interesting one because we don't say keep our garden growing. We could say
Hmm.
keep our garden watered, well
Yeah.
watered. Okay? So
Yeah.
you might hear
Yeah.
something like that. So let me add that like well watered. Okay? Here we have the adverb instead of the adjective good, the adverb
Hmm.
well watered.
Yeah.
Okay? And be careful with that word well because we might keep it well watered with well water.
Yeah.
Um, and this well would be the other kind of well, um, where we take water out of the earth. Okay. Did your grandma have well water or did she have city water for her garden?
That was a city water. Yeah.
Okay. She lived in a city?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she used to live in a village,
Hmm.
actually not a village, sub-district, I can say. And then from there, once my grandpa, he got retired, so they both moved into a new city.
Okay, good. Yeah. So once your
Yeah,
grandfather retired,
yeah,
very good. Yeah, that word get and got, that's kind of interesting. We wouldn't say
yeah.
got retired. We would just say
Okay,
retired. But a
okay, okay.
lot of times we do add that word get or
Yeah, yeah.
got, don't we? That is a strange
Hmm.
one.
Yeah,
So the reason is that retired there is not the participle. So you used two past tense verbs together. Um,
okay.
yeah, but okay, very good. Let's see. Well, that's great. And did you get to eat food from from your grandmother's garden?
Yep, yep. I really loved the tomatoes. She used to grow tomatoes, so those tomatoes were really, they were really sweet, sweetish sour. So yeah, I really liked those tomatoes. Yeah,
Okay.
there was a really, yeah. I don't remember the breed's name, but she used to call it something. I don't know now. Yeah,
Oh,
but
but there
that,
was a special name for it.
yeah, yeah. There was a special name. Yeah,
Grandmas always know these things. Grandmas are
yeah,
so special, aren't they?
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my.
yeah,
Yeah. Is she still living?
yeah, yeah. She's
Ah,
yeah, perfectly fine and fit. Yep.
that's great. And are you
Yeah.
able to communicate with her, or does she not like technology? How is that for her?
No, she is really well versed with the technology. Whenever I get time, I just call her back, and then yeah, we do a lot of talking.
Good. Oh,
Yep.
guys, do you know this expression? Well versed.
Yep.
Well versed with technology. That is a very, very good expression that you just used. Um, I have a friend and a mentor, and he's very well versed with gardening.
Yeah.
He even has a
Yeah.
website where he teaches people how to do uh,
Oh my.
small farming. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's so cool. It's very
Yeah.
cool. I'm guessing they want me to add a hyphen here. That can
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
that can be true.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we need it, but we do often write
I
it with
think,
that.
yeah, I think the well versed, it goes with a hyphen.
Well versed as well? It might. It might.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah.
versed. Maybe. It doesn't think so, but
Yeah.
uh, but it might. So well versed means that we have a mastery of something.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
that's basically what it means. A mastery or high proficiency.
Hmm.
So if you're really good at something, really good at something, mastery of something, high proficiency, then we can use that expression well versed. And it's just a very natural thing. You're going to hear a lot of people say that. Um, you might want to say that in an interview. If if you
Yeah.
have a specific skill set that you know they're looking for. So when you're exploring jobs, a lot of times when you're looking on the internet and trying to understand about a job or something, they're going to say, we're looking for people with these skills. And if there's one of the skills that you're really good at, then
Yeah.
you might want to say, I am very well versed in, and you might say Excel or uh,
Yep.
or a program that is even more specific. Excel is like general business, but there's AutoCAD and there's many other programs that people might need you to be very good at. Um, so I'm just trying to think of some, but when I worked with IBM, I know we worked with a specific program for keeping
Hmm.
track of things. And then,
Yeah.
so anyway, those kind of things, that's a really good time to use that is in an interview. And if the interviewer is thinking about how good your English is, they'll pick up on that. That well-versed expression could really be a thing that makes them feel more comfortable with your level of English.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Seeds. Does your grandma grow plants from seeds, or does she buy seedlings? Seedlings.
She buys, she usually used to buy the seedlings.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Seedlings
Yeah.
are the small plants. So I'll show you. If I come in here,
Yeah. You can.
just want
Yeah.
because this, I could see how advanced students may not have this, but you do know this. Achilles, your vocabulary is very wide. That's
Hmm.
impressive. Okay,
Hmm.
so this is a seedling. So they bought it at the store. It comes with a little container, and you take it out and you plant it in the ground. The whole thing is already growing. It's much easier. But if you grow plants from seeds, then you have to do this. You have to get the
Yep.
seeds, you have to
Yep.
cover them with dirt.
Yeah.
You have to cover with dirt. So that's a preposition. We cover with. We cover with something. Um,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, the speaking of seedlings, I just got reminded of one of the articles that I read last week.
Yeah.
I was reading an article related to how they handle the highway mobility in Japan, and so the engineers there, what they do is, like, for example, if there is a tree in between on the road that they want to construct, so what they do is they just remove the entirety. They just kind of spade the entire tree from the bottom of its roots, and they convert that into a seedling, and then they shift it to a new place, and then they construct the road.
Wow. They can actually transplant the whole tree, or they can
Yep.
transplant part of the
Yeah.
tree that will then grow a new one.
I think they can just transplant the whole tree if it's not that big.
If it's not so big, then they can
Yeah.
transplant the whole tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
wanted to talk with you about this because so Achilles is getting his a master's degree in basically transportation or engineering. Um,
Yeah.
what is the name of your degree?
My degree's title is Masters in Transportation Engineering, and I'm concentrating on traffic engineering.
On traffic engineering. Okay,
Yeah.
so Akilish knows a lot about roads, and
Yep.
he knows a lot about not just roads, but of course the whole system on how many cars can be on this road weight-wise, and how many can go through in an hour, and all the different ways that these things can happen. And which is a really cool thing. But plants are part of road systems
Yeah.
because we often put what's called a median when there is um, this is a space between lanes. Okay, the space between lanes is called a median, and
Yeah.
we often will plant grass or trees in those kinds of areas or flowers, okay? So it's like there's like gardens in the road. And of course, we have all seen this. We all know what I'm talking about. But we use the
Mm.
word median to talk about it. And, you know, there's crews of people. Crews is a word for a group of workers,
Mhm.
okay? So they're kind of like a gardening crew, and
Yep.
they work in the middle of a road.
Yeah.
So, in your degree, have you had classes about how median plants affect traffic flow? Is that like a thing they talk about?
That's actually not dedicated study that we do, but yeah, millions contribute a lot in reducing the overall accidents and improving the overall safety of the roadway.
Wow, so the median improves traffic
Yeah.
flow,
Yeah.
even though you're taking out a potential lane. So you have one
Yeah.
less lane, it
Yeah.
still improves overall traffic flow.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So you guys are getting a master's in traffic engineering too. Okay. Well, that's fun. So I would love to have other students on too and talk with you about the different things you've studied and that you're learning. But I have so
Yeah.
much fun learning from Akilesh because um, this is a thing that I think about, but I've never had a chance to study. So
Yeah.
very good. Okay. So I would think that, well, I know this one. I know that the kind of tree is very important that they plant in the median because they're
Yeah.
very concerned with the roads. So the
Yeah.
roots
Yeah.
need to grow deep and they need to not grow very far out from the tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll break up the road. So um, there's a road by my house here in Costa Rica, and it's next to a park. So there's these beautiful ancient trees, but they break
Yeah.
up the road some, and there's nothing that you can do because you have to
Yeah.
decide if you want a beautiful park or if you want beautiful roads. But I did notice that they seem to have planted smaller trees near the edge of the park and left the
Yeah.
big trees closer to the interior of the
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
So that helps avoid some of the
Yeah.
problems. Um,
Yeah, as you mentioned about the type of trees that are planted on the median, yeah, there are indeed types that we prefer over the other ones. Usually we used to use the Canadian hemlock, but then the studies found that that actually is exceptionally like susceptible to the salt sprays that the crew members used to use.
the
So they
salt sprays.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Wow.
why yeah, yeah, that's
Salt
why they
sprays hurt the Canadian
hemlock.
hemlock.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why they got rid of those Canadian hemlocks and they invented. Actually, yeah, there were a lot of studies conducted on that, and then they decided that they'll instead use Japanese black pine. And there was another one that I don't remember now, but they do use it. It's kind of a bush which doesn't grow too wide or and too tall. So actually a tiny bush. So that they use in as a median,
Yeah,
as a tree
absolutely.
on a median. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm. And it's so expensive if the wrong kinds of plants are planted because
exactly. Yeah,
plants can take, a tree can take a long time to grow, but
yeah,
also if the tree grows out too big, then you always have to
yeah,
pay crews to cut down the
yeah, yeah,
branches, and you
yeah,
don't want high maintenance things near
yeah,
roadways because that
yeah,
affects the traffic flow.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah, yeah.
wow, absolutely. Well, that was a oh boy, that's a loud car. That was something. That
Okay.
was a conversation I was looking forward to having with you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
because I thought you would be able to tell me very interesting things like that. Um,
yep, yep.
so having interesting conversation, I think, is really good for these advanced classes because why have boring
Yeah,
conversations?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Exactly, you did it. I was hoping you
yeah,
would. Okay, I'm leading the conversation here. It's a little bit like dancing. Um,
yeah, yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. So, cover, cover. I wanted to talk about this, like, what are the different ways that you've heard the word cover used? Can you think of any?
Yeah, I mean, the very first time that I got introduced to this word cover was my teacher in my preliminary school when he used to tell that, yeah, so we have just covered this syllabus and these many chapters you're gonna be studying in for your examination. So yeah, that was the first introduction of yeah, as far as cover is concerned. Yeah, that's the first one. And then cover again, you can cover yourself with as a, like as uh, uh, army soldiers do as a camouflage. You can cover yourselves with tree, I guess. Yeah, they look like a kind of a tree or something. So
Mm-hmm.
that's another one, another cover usage. And then you can wrap a gift with a cover. Yeah. And what else? I mean, it's
You can
usually it's
wrap a
kind of
gift
natural.
with a cover.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know this. That's
hmm,
with a cover.
yeah, with the
Wrap a
cover.
gift. We say wrapping paper. Is that British English?
I think so because there are a lot of similarities in British English and Indian English. So,
Okay.
I mean, the way we say that, yeah, we can just wrap it with a cover. Yeah, or wrapping
Wow.
paper also, but it's yeah, yeah,
Wrap it with a cover though. Okay, guys. That's
hmm,
something I couldn't have taught you. Okay?
hmm,
Very good, Patricia. If you
yeah,
want, you can add your own sentences with the word cover, or
yeah,
or you could try to make a sentence with the word well versed in the chat. And if I see them, I'll interact with what you're saying because you could add to the discussion, or I could correct your grammar a little bit. Um, these are ways that you can interact in an advanced level. Also, if you have a question, please type your question in chat. That's great. Okay?
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So,
And as like yeah, as an intermediate student, you're gonna definitely have a lot of questions like as you climb up the stairs of this English language. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, hmm,
Good. Okay. Well, I learned something today. You can wrap a present in a cover.
yeah,
But I'm gonna make a note, okay, in this British English, and we're gonna say wrap wrap a gift. Wrap a
wrap a gift in a
gift
cover. Yeah,
in a cover. Okay, and I'm
yeah,
just gonna make this note that we say wrapping paper in American English. Okay, but it's good to know both. I think that's
yeah,
one of the hard things here.
yeah,
To become an advanced student for the international business world, you kind of need to be exposed to both. And I just want
yeah,
you to know that I picked Peppa Pig very
hmm,
deliberately because Peppa Pig is British English, and and of course I'm an American. I speak American English, so I think that the American English is a little bit more important, but
yeah,
only a little bit more important. It's only a little bit more important because with the huge growth of Indian industry and the continuing influence of the British Commonwealth with Canada and Australia and um, England, Great Britain, uh, that's still very, very important to know.
Yeah.
And honestly, Hong Kong as well. Um,
Yep.
so the people in Hong Kong, the English that they're exposed to has been traditionally British English as well. A lot of the Asian islands got British
Yeah.
English.
Yep.
I'm sure there's some that got American English, but most of it was British English. The British were just more ready uh,
Yeah.
to to start language schools. The Americans didn't start thinking about starting language schools until much more recently. So British English is spread pretty far around the world. Um,
Yeah.
and of,
Yeah.
and of course they had ships and they kind of took their ideas everywhere with them.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 I mean, the moment East India Company started colonizing Asia, they
Yes.
started building English schools, the language schools, as you're saying. Yeah, and that's why we could learn the language.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay. So there's lots of different kinds of trees. I'm not sure if that's probably more of an intermediate thing, but in Peppa Pig, we talked about the apple tree, um,
Yeah.
and there's also banana trees and
Avocado. Yeah. This is
avocado
pretty good.
trees.
Yeah.
Um, and one of the problems with this is we have what are industrial foods,
Hmm.
and then we have local foods. And the only difference is that nobody ever industrialized them. So like
Yeah.
coffee is very industrialized all over the world. Chocolate,
Yep. Yep.
bananas, apples, avocados. Um, Mangoes are kind of one step down from being very industrialized. But
Yeah.
I think you can get mangoes in a lot of countries.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
there's mhm.
Even in India, mangoes are pretty industrialized, and it's pretty famous.
So I want to know a fruit from India that
Hmm.
you don't think I've ever tried.
Okay, so first of all, let me tell you that I don't like a single fruit at all. I mean, I don't know why,
Okay, yeah.
but yeah, yeah. I can tell you a fruit. I think that it's called as a jackfruit, which you wouldn't get here in US or anywhere.
A jackfruit?
Yeah, a jackfruit. You can go.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, you can just Google it up.
And is it a tree or is it
Uh,
a
yeah,
plant?
that's a plant. That's a plant. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I will pull it up. Jackfruit,
yeah.
India. Whoa, is it this big thing?
Yeah, that's a big thing. And it's
Whoa,
like
guys, look at this.
yeah, it has a disclaimer. I mean, usually my grandmom used to tell me that this smells terrible. I mean, yeah, I know that I have smelled that. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Smell is pretty terrible,
Oh, the
but it
smell
has
is bad.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, it has quite a lot of medicinal properties. It's a lot of rich protein source, I guess, and then vitamin. Yeah, it has a lot of mineral vitamins and nutrients.
Wow. And it
Yeah.
doesn't grow on a tree. It grows on a plant that's lower to the ground?
Yep. 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 Yeah.
Okay. I don't see any picture here of
Yeah.
the, well, this looks like a tree.
Let me check. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's a kind of a tree. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what it.
Wow, look at this, guys.
Yeah.
So here they are picking fruit. But we think of picking fruit, we use the word picking in English because we think of like apples and things like that. But you can see here
Hmm.
that there must be some system to catch these because he's going to chop it and then it's
Yeah.
going to fall.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but this guy has it tied. Wow. So maybe they tie
Yeah.
a rope to it before they chop it loose,
Yeah.
um,
Prob
so that it doesn't drop all the way to the ground.
yeah. Probably that's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Wait, chocolate made with jackfruit seeds. Interesting. So that's because they
Yeah,
want to make it healthier? Is that what you think? They want to add,
yeah, yeah,
oh, because of the nutrients. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
But yeah, but a large population in India, a large chunk of population in India hates this food because of its terrible smell.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Good. Good. I'm just typing that nutrients. Um,
yeah. You can get it here. Yeah.
yeah, just to make sure you guys know the words nutrients. That's an important word. Um, you'll also see this, it's similar to the word nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the back of foods, you're going to see nutrition facts. Um,
Yeah.
and that's something. So it's going to tell you all about the nutrients that are in a food. So if you add jackfruit to something, maybe you want to import smelly food to your country, but it's very healthy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
There
very
are
healthy.
some
It's very.
smelly fruits, oh, what's the other one? Duran?
Yeah, I
Durian.
haven't heard of it.
Durian.
Yeah.
I think a
Okay.
durian.
Durian. Yeah, durian, durian.
Durian.
Yeah. And also, yeah, it's a smell of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
It's so
Yeah,
stinky.
yeah. It's very stinky. Yeah.
Okay, so somebody type to me in chat like what is a um a fruit tree from Costa Rica or Panama that you think I don't know about? Now I do live in Costa Rica, but I don't know all the names. So somebody
Okay.
type to me one and we can look it up and kind of
Yeah,
see.
we can do that. Oh, yeah. Maybe they have a name. We can look it up on Google and then.
Yeah, see what we've got. See if anybody's ready to type here. I know there's one here that I've had that it's very white, like shiny white inside, and it tastes
Mm-hmm.
really good. I like the flavor, but I don't know what it's called. Um,
Okay.
I guess I could just do a search for nobody's commenting. Let's see, Costa Rican fruit. What are some? Oh, it's this one. This is the one that I've had. This is really yummy. What is that called? Oh, it doesn't tell me the name. Hmm. Well, that's too bad. Well, anyway, this one tastes really good. Have you ever
Okay.
had something that looked like this?
Not at all. I mean, I already told you that I'm not a
Oh
big
yeah,
fan
you
of
don't
fruits.
like fruits. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. That's
at
right.
all. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right. Do you like vegetables?
yeah. I mean, I almost ate all the vegetables that exist. Yeah.
Hi, Ricardo. Tell me a vegetable or a fruit, Ricardo, that is from Costa Rica that you think I haven't tried.
Oh, yeah. He can do that.
Let's see if he gives us a response here.
Yeah.
Um, let's see, Costa Rican vegetables. Vegetables. So do you not like sweet foods? Or do you think that fruit doesn't taste sweet? What is it that you think you don't like about fruit?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just don't like the taste of the fruits. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, whenever I just try to taste it, I just, I mean, I'm about to throw up, so I don't like that.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Coyote, yeah, coyotes. I guess they're also used in India.
In India, you have this. I
Yeah,
don't know about it. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
I don't think I've had this.
Especially in southern parts of India, the coyotes are pretty much used.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
very
use
good.
it. Yeah, they use it in a vegetable stew. Not a vegetable, a lentil stew, form of a lentil stew in southern
Oh,
part of India. Yeah,
very good. A lentil stew. Okay.
yeah,
A stew is a very thick soup.
yep, yep,
That's usually um, how we would say stew. A thick soup.
yeah.
I'm not sure if
Uh,
there's
s-
a Spanish word for that,
uh, yeah.
but yeah. Well, let's look here. He sent this one. Okay, he said this is
Memo.
called a
Okay.
Peiji Baiji, a peach
Ejibai. Oh,
palm. A peach palm is
oh,
what it
oh,
translates as.
oh,
Um,
oh, oh,
and I don't know what this is. So it must come from a palm tree? Wow, look at this. It comes from a palm tree.
oh,
Hmm.
oh.
I don't think that you can grow palm. I don't know if palm trees grow from seeds or seedlings better.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not an agricultural expert, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I guess yeah. It looks like a nut to me. The pehibayu.
yeah. Look this. Oh, look, they put mayonnaise in it. So this is a joke.
Oh,
This is a joke, Costa Ricans. Hello, Costa
yeah,
Ricans. You eat everything with mayonnaise.
yeah. They like mayonnaise. Yeah,
They like
yeah.
mayonnaise in Costa Rica. Okay. Oh, wow. This is so cool looking. Thank you so much, Ricardo.
Yep.
Okay. Have you, Ricardo, have you ever grown or has your family ever grown a pehi baji, a peach palm?
Peach bomb. Yeah,
Oh, that's so cool. I need to try these.
yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Mamon. I'll wait for Ricardo to say. And then let's look at this. Oh, a Spanish lime. Oh, it's a different kind of lime.
Oh,
Mamon. Interesting. I like limes. So I wonder what the difference is. Um, what would the difference be? When we talk about different kinds of things, you see this word genus. That's
hmm,
a scientific word for different categories of things. Let's
yeah.
see. Yeah, I can see it does look different. It's very yellow. That's different than the limes that I have, that I've grown up with. Are limes a main fruit in India?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We use
Yeah.
lime pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. I love
Hmm.
lime. I
Yeah,
prefer
me too.
lime to lemon. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people like lemon, but I always prefer lime. I always tell my wife, "Oh, just change the recipe and put lime
Limes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
instead of
yeah.
lemon." So you're okay
Yep.
with some of the juice from fruit then, like being in a meal?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've never. Is it lemon or a lime a fruit or?
Yeah, they're fruits. Yeah, they're
Okay, okay.
seeds
Yeah.
inside. So
Okay. Then I'm.
a
Yeah.
fruit
Yeah.
just means the part of a plant with seeds inside. That's what
Oh
fruit
yeah.
means in
Yeah. Yeah.
English.
Lemon has.
Okay.
Lemon has seeds indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm fine with lemon then. Yeah. I like
Okay.
lemonade. Yeah, that's one of my favorite
Oh,
drinks. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, lemonade. That is a
Yeah.
good one. They have some really good um, drinks here in Costa Rica where they mix some fruit into water. And I don't
Oh.
know how it is. It's a little bit different than what I don't know how to describe it, but boy, that is one of my favorite things that I've had is when I'm at some people's house and they don't just like put a lime in the water. I don't know how they do it, but oh, it tastes really good.
Oh. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
And also, like speaking of indigenous fruits,
Mhm.
we have indeed a fruit which is indigenous to Florida. I think that's dewberries. Dewberries are kind of a form of blackberry, which is really a nice fruit. They are basically berries. Yeah,
Good. We use indigenous to mean fruit from a specific place
yeah,
of origin. Of origin.
yeah, yeah.
And what was the name of it?
Dewberry,
Dew.
Dewberry. Yeah,
And it's from
dewberry.
Florida.
Yeah, it's from Florida. Yeah,
Florida.
and usually, yeah, usually dewberry succumbs to like tremendous heat, but somehow they manage to grow it here.
Hmm, interesting. Wow. They're closely related to blackberries. Blackberries are one of my
Yeah,
favorite fruits.
yeah,
I
blackberries.
don't actually like fruit a lot, but I do like berries. Blueberries,
Yeah,
raspberries,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
and blackberries I really, really like them. So
yeah, yeah.
now I tried once to grow
Mm-hmm.
blackberries, and
Oh,
we dug up blackberry plants and we transplanted them into my yard, and I I didn't kill them, but they never flourished. Okay.
oh,
And so
oh.
flourished, there's a hello, Lenilse. Welcome to class. Lenilse is my friend.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
okay. At least, unless I'm sorry if this is not the Lenilse I think it is, but I think it is. Tell me in chat, are you my friend, Lenilse? Okay, I cannot quite see your picture. So let's just say the word flourish. This means to grow a lot and very healthy.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
I would say it. To grow a
yep.
lot and very healthy. And this is a word that we like to use this figuratively, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Figuratively. So we like to talk about students flourishing, and we like to talk about children flourishing.
Nourishing, yeah.
You know, we like to talk about cities flourishing.
Yep,
That's a
yep.
really big one. And that's a problem for you. That means that you get to have more jobs. When cities
Exactly,
flourish, they hire you.
exactly. Yep, yep.
So, so it's a problem for them, but it's money for you. So
Yeah,
we also talk about this, a flourishing industry. Okay. So,
yeah.
um, so we could say, let's make a sentence like this. Um, a flourishing tourist, or let's see, tourist, yeah, we would say tourist industry is very important
Yep.
for Costa Rica. Okay,
Costa Rica. Yep,
there's a
yep.
very good sentence. If you're talking about the economy of Costa Rica, it's like 70%
Mm-hmm.
tourism. And so right now with the pandemic, things are difficult. The times are very
Mm-hmm.
difficult, and the coast in Costa Rica is not flourishing right now. It's sad
Yep.
to see so many people. Um, we have been giving away a lot of bread to
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who need help and things like that. So um, flourishing. That is such a good word. Flourishing and indigenous are definitely some advanced words that you want to know. You're going
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
them a lot. I also want to say, you know, we're coming to the end of class because it's been about an hour. Um,
Yep.
and so you can see that our advanced class is a conversation. And during the conversation, I'm going to hear expressions or little grammar things that we're going to tweak. If you're typing in chat, please type in full sentences because that's going to help me to interact with you. And I can have a conversation with you. You type, I talk about it. You type, I talk about it. So we can do a lot with our advanced class, but only as much as people interact. So,
Yeah.
and so we just want to thank you, Akilish, for joining us in class today and giving us so much material. And
Yep.
together, we're just going to pull each other up. So we can
Yep.
all
Yep.
take our hands, figuratively, we're taking our hands and we're going to pull each other up. Um, and make our English stronger and stronger, one conversation and lesson at a time. So I hope
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
this, I hope that these
Yep.
classes are very advanced and prepare
Yeah.
you for huge success in
Yep.
the business world or when you're traveling and making strong friendships, uh, you know, cross culturally and cross lingually. So as you become an advanced student, you become one of the bridges in the world. And so you increase your importance to a greater community. So we're so glad to have you with us today. And I hope that you have a great night. And so I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for coming to class.
Yep.
And
Bye bye.
everybody, please have a great night. We'll see you next
Yeah.
time.
See you.